Did anybody in your family get mad when they saw it?
Oh, everybody. Everybody. My grandma does not know. Don't tell her. Please don't show this.
Kahuna here in Pacific Beach, and I've got Emma. I saw Emma walking down the boardwalk here, and she had some cool little pieces of ink. And the neat thing is, one of them was a kind of 20-year-old indiscretion, and the other one was from Thailand. So we're going to start with a 20-year-old indiscretion. So Emma, tell us a little bit about that piece. How did it get started, and what happened?
I decided to get a tattoo on my side when I was 20 years old, and I ended up with this quote that I loved a lot, and here we are.
All right, now tell the people what the quote is.
It says, "And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music."
Okay, we hear music, folks, so we kind of like that. Now, did anybody in your family get mad when they saw it?
Oh, everybody. Everybody. My grandma does not know. Don't tell her. Please don't show this.
Okay, Grandma, it's okay.
Grandma Ida's not going to hear about this.
It's okay. It's actually a really nice piece, so you'll kind of like it. So your mom and dad, what did they say?
Oh, my mom wasn't pleased, but, she was like, I love you still, I guess.
Okay, so that's called unconditional love, folks. She decided, okay, she can accept the ink. Now then you went traveling, and you got this piece in Thailand. It's not only a cool piece, but you've got someone who's got matching ink on their body, too, out there. So that's kind of cool. So tell me a little bit about that piece. What does it mean?
So this one is actually after the Great Wave. It's a really cool piece. I really love the mountains and the ocean. So for me, this was a piece that I actually had over my bed and was kind of established in my household anyways. And then him and I, my boyfriend and I, decided that we're going to get them together. So here we are.
Okay, so we had boyfriend, girlfriend matching ink. It actually combines the water, the ocean, and the mountains, which is actually pretty cool. I like the synergy associated with that. So why that? What does the ocean do for you? Because obviously I'm 300 feet from the ocean, folks.
Well, I look at it and it's really pretty, but it's also very calming. I have always grown up near the ocean, and honestly, it's a great vibe. I love being here on the ocean. It's different here in San Diego, and that's where I went to school in Santa Barbara. I always felt that. It's great.
I like it. We feel the vibes, too. That's why we do a lot of shooting in San Diego.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. You going to get any more ink?
Maybe. I know my boyfriend is going to definitely get another piece. I haven't thought of anything yet, but I always do with what comes to mind. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so this is kind of a spontaneous woman. So I'm thinking spontaneous ink. So if you guys out there have any ideas on what spontaneous ink should just find its way to her body, why don't you put it in the comments, because we'd love to hear about what you think she should get. Now, this is Kahuna. I'm here. This is Emma. She's there. The beach is over there. But more importantly, we want you to like the channel. We want you to like Emma. We want you to make comments about what Emma needs to get next. And most importantly, we want you to subscribe. You hit that subscribe button so that we can keep finding people like Emma and bringing you their tat stories. This is Kahuna. We are out.
Baseball guy coming from sunny San Diego. And I got someone from my original home state of Pennsylvania, Sarah. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. And you're coming to us from Philly. What brings you to San Diego?
Well, I've been taking summer classes. I'm heading into my 5th year at Temple, so I decided to take a break from working and school before the fall starts and just kind of vacation in California.
Awesome. Now, we don't have quite the great cheesesteaks here, but I noticed that Philadelphia is known for some tattoos. I've done an interview in Philadelphia before, a couple interviews in Philadelphia. I've really been impressed. You've got a few different things here going on, kind of some smaller stuff, but all have some special meanings to you. So tell me a little bit, which one was your first one?
My first one is this piece on my ankle. It's called The Woman with the Head of Green Curls. It's actually a Pablo Picasso painting. It's held in a private not like a gallery, like a private collection right now, so it's not actually on display anywhere. I got that one done because I studied the fine arts for a long time and I did a lot of oil painting as well as drawing. So I felt like as a first tattoo, it was a unique piece that would mean a lot to me, especially over time.
Okay, so I've got to ask, if you do some art yourself, do you think you ever might do some tattooing yourself?
Oh, I've absolutely considered it, but I think it's a lot to learn sometimes, so I would want to take the time to sit down and do it. Some of my friends have their at-home tattoo guns, and I've played around with those, but I would want to go in and be like really good at it if I was going to do that kind of thing.
Well, if you want to practice, I hear working on a dead pig's ear is really helpful. So
Or raw chicken. I've heard that one too. Or your friends, if they're.
friends are definitely people worth, they're guinea pigs. So now, when you got that one done, was it someone you knew as an artist, or how did you find your artist?
So that piece was done in a suburb of Philadelphia, Media, Pennsylvania, at Baker Street Tattoo. The artist was Matt Brownlee. He had done a few of my friends' tattoos, and I was actually 17 at the time. So my mom was the one who brought me in and signed for it right before I graduated from high school. And since he had done so many other locals, I trusted him to kind of work on mine and do a good job, and he really did. I really enjoyed that for my first one, for sure.
Awesome, and thanks to Mom for being so nice there. Now, we also have a strawberry. What's the deal with the strawberry?
So this is actually, I think, if not my most recent one, my second to most recent one. I was vegan for 2 years. I stopped being vegan once I started traveling a little bit more, just because I really like to kind of enjoy and immerse myself in the places that I go to. But it still held a really close part to me just because it made me feel really good about myself. I had a lot of different reasons for doing it. So it's still like a reminder of something that I enjoyed even at one point in my life and that I might go back to in the future.
Well, while you're eating meat, I'll recommend Phil's Barbecue here in San Diego for some non-vegan food. And we got a son over here. Tell me about your son.
So the strawberry was also done by Matt at Baker Street. This one was done at a tattoo parlor called Blackbird in Fishtown, which is closer inland into the city. I got it because I struggle with a lot of depression over my life, but the sun has always been one of those things that has like brought me back to center, which is one of the reasons I chose to vacation out here in sunny California. So I got that because it can get kind of dark and very wintry back home in Pennsylvania, but I'll always have that sun with me to kind of remind me of being outside on the sand and beach, even during the winter.
And we've talked about this a lot on Tat Stories, and we've got Tat Talk coming in the future, which really is talking about how tattoos can be therapy. And so being able to see a tattoo like this can be that reminder to get your mind into a good spot out of the depression, kind of cognitive behavioral therapy through tattoos.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and especially because I never wanted to get tattoos that held too much meaning. Like, I'm not one of those people that's going to get it because like XYZ person died, or you know, I had a pet that I really loved. I like them to be little reminders of things that are important to me, so there's still meaning, but that they can grow over time and adapt over time.
And then we got one over here on your side. Tell me about this little Pisces fish type thing here.
So this is a Celtic knot salmon. It's actually half of my Irish zodiac sign. My great-grandparents came over to Ellis Island, and they lived in Philly. My parents were grown up in Philly. Both sides of the family, actually, both from County Cork, Ireland. So eventually I'm going to get the other half of it, which is an apricot tree on the other side. But I started with this fish over here just to kind of like remember that way that I was raised and the way that my parents were raised, and being from that like inner city Irish immigrant Philadelphia culture.
That's amazing, and amazing that they're from the same area in Ireland. Like, what's the odds? And it wasn't like it was a prearranged marriage, was it?
No, it was actually happened just generations later, honestly. I think there's just a lot of Irish immigrants that house themselves inside the inner city of Philadelphia. So a lot of them probably did just come from the same area. And a lot of the larger cities like Dublin probably didn't have as many people who emigrated out of there. So it was mostly the working class families, the farmers from those smaller townships that came over here looking for a better life for their future generations, that kind of thing.
Well, awesome. If you're from that area, leave a comment because maybe this is your future wife.
Maybe. Philadelphia people can be a little belligerent sometimes, so the dating scene's a little,
Yeah, well, maybe you'll find someone out here. Also, I got to ask, what do you got coming in the future for tattoos?
So right now I have someone booked for late May, kind of towards the end of this 5th year of school coming up. It is with a guy, Michael Kelly. He actually does tattoo in San Diego, but he is from the Garnet Valley suburb of Philadelphia. So right now he's been going between San Diego as well as Lancaster and New York, and a little bit in some studio sessions in the Philadelphia area. He's going to do 2 full days of work to kind of extend this sun into a half sleeve with a skull, maybe a snake, and a few other things. We're going to iron out the details a little bit closer to it, but I'm really excited for that because it's going to be one of the larger pieces that I've ever gotten done, and I think his work is super high quality. If you look him up on Instagram, I think it's just Michael Kelly Tattoos. I forget what shop he's based in San Diego, but his work is absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely check him out. We also ask you to please check out Sarah. We ask you to like this video, comment what your thoughts are on this lovely lady. Also remember, if you're from Ireland or your family's from Ireland, subscribe, please. Don't forget to enter our contest. This is Baseball Guy. This is Sarah. We out.